information, not your name.
The night was still, the glow of the Hollywood skyline flickering beyond the hills. Inside her quiet home, Amie Harwick, a renowned therapist and advocate for women's safety, prepared to rest after a long day. She had spent her career helping others, guiding them through heartbreak, trauma, and healing. But what she didn't know was that on this night, the darkness wasn't just outside her window. It had already stepped inside. Somewhere in the shadows, he was waiting. Years earlier, Amie had been in a relationship with Gareth Pursehouse, a man who had once seemed charming, but soon revealed a controlling and obsessive nature. When she finally broke free from him, she knew it wasn't just a breakup, it was an escape. She filed restraining orders against him, each one meant to keep his looming presence away from her life. But time passed, and restraining orders don't last forever. In January 2020, fate cruelly crossed their paths again at an event. Amie hadn't seen Gareth in years, but the moment his eyes locked onto her, it was as if all those years had melted away. He was still obsessed, still angry, still unable to let go. And in that moment, something inside him snapped. She didn't know it yet, but he had already decided if he couldn't have her, no one would. It was just past 1 a.m. on February 15th, 2020, when Amie's roommate awoke to something terrifying. Screams, loud, desperate, the sounds of a struggle. Fear gripped her as she ran to see what was happening. But when she reached the hallway, she saw him. Gareth Pursehouse was inside their home. Panicked, she did the only thing she could. She ran. She jumped over a fence, sprinting through the night to a neighbor's house, desperately calling 911.
What's the emergency?
There's a fight, she told them, her breath ragged with fear. She's in danger. But by then, it was already too late. When the police arrived, the front door was ajar. Inside, the house was in chaos. Furniture overturned, shattered glass on the floor. A struggle painted across the room like a violent memory frozen in time. Then they saw it. Through the open balcony doors, in the dim light of the early morning, they spotted a figure lying motionless 3 stories below. She had fallen, or rather, she had been thrown. Rushed to the hospital. Her body broken from the impact, she clung to life for only a short while before her light was extinguished. The woman who had spent her life helping others heal had become the victim of a monster from her own past. It didn't take long to find Gareth Pursehouse. He was arrested just hours later, standing outside his home like nothing had happened. Inside, investigators found evidence that he had planned the attack. At first, Gareth denied everything, but the truth was undeniable. Surveillance footage, forensic evidence, and testimony pointed directly to him. The pieces of the puzzle were too clear. His obsession had driven him to stalk Amie, to break into her home, and to end her life in a fit of jealous rage. The autopsy later confirmed what detectives had feared. She had been strangled before she was thrown from the balcony. She had fought for her life. She had tried to stop. As for Gareth Pursehouse, he now faces charges of first-degree murder, burglary, and special circumstances of lying in wait. His trial, when it begins, will stand as a stark reminder of the dangers of obsession and violence, and the importance of listening to those who speak out against abuse. While Amie's death was a brutal tragedy, her life and work left a lasting legacy. She was remembered not just for the pain she endured, but for the countless lives she touched through her work. She was a therapist who helped people navigate their emotional landscapes, a writer who shared knowledge and wisdom, and a woman who fought for her own safety, even when the system seemed to fail her. Amie Harwick's death was a heartbreaking loss, but her story serves as a reminder of the ongoing battle against domestic violence and stalking. Her life and her work continue to inspire change, urging society to listen, to protect, and to never forget the victims whose stories are too often silenced.